Elliot had always been cautious. As a space explorer traveling through uncharted regions of the galaxy, he had learned to expect the unexpected. But nothing in his years among the stars could have prepared him for what awaited him on the abandoned research station orbiting Zorath 9. The station, long thought destroyed in a cosmic storm, was suddenly sending weak signals. Curious, Elliot docked his small ship against the cracked hull, heart pounding with both excitement and unease. The interior was dark and quiet, the air heavy with dust and the scent of something old, metallic, and forgotten. Flickering lights barely illuminated the control panels, some still humming faintly. He stepped carefully, scanning each hallway with his laser scanner. Every shadow seemed to move, every echo a whisper. It was then he noticed her. She appeared from around a corner, a young alien woman, humanoid but with skin that shimmered faintly like liquid silver under the flickering lights. Her eyes, large and violet, fixed on him with an intensity that made him step back instinctively. She didn't speak, but her gaze carried a silent warning, "Leave." Before he could react, she stepped closer. Elliot's mind raced. He had seen many alien species before, but none like her. The subtle glow from her skin seemed almost alive, and there was something familiar, almost human, in her expression. His pulse quickened, and he barely noticed as she raised her hand. Then it happened. She touched him unexpectedly on his shoulder. Elliot's eyes flew open in shock. He stumbled backward, his body frozen in disbelief. The touch was light, yet it sent an electric surge through him, a feeling he had never experienced before. It wasn't just a touch, it was like she had unlocked something deep within him, a memory or a part of his soul he didn't know existed. Who are you?" he stammered, his voice shaking. She didn't answer. Instead, she motioned for him to follow her. Elliot hesitated, but something in her eyes pulled him forward. The corridors of the station twisted and turned, leading them deeper into the abandoned facility. The walls seemed to whisper, the faint hum of machinery creating a rhythm that echoed their steps. As they walked, Elliot began to notice small details, screens flickering to life as they passed, holographic images showing strange alien landscapes, diagrams of technologies he couldn't understand. But the strangest part was her. She moved with purpose, yet there was a gentle grace to her movements, almost like she was floating instead of walking. Finally, they arrived at a large chamber at the heart of the station. In the center was a pod, covered with a layer of dust and faint frost. The alien woman approached it, her fingers brushing the surface. The pod hissed and glowed, revealing a humanoid figure inside another alien, clearly in a suspended state. "This station, it was supposed to be abandoned," Elliot whispered. She looked at him, her expression unreadable. Then, with a swift motion, she touched the pod. Lights flickered, alarms briefly echoed, and the figure inside the pod began to stir. Elliot gasped. The alien inside opened its eyes wide and curious, just like Elliot's had moments ago. "It's alive," he breathed. "Yes," she said finally, her voice soft but firm. "But time is running out. They are coming." Before he could ask who they were, the station trembled. Red lights flashed as an alarm blared. Elliot grabbed her arm instinctively, but she yanked him close, pressing her forehead to his. There was no time for words, only an urgent pulse of emotion and warning. "They will destroy everything," she said, her violet eyes locking with his. "We must leave now." Together, they ran through the twisting corridors, dodging falling debris and malfunctioning machinery. Elliot's heart raced as the station's systems failed around them. Sparks flew, and the hum of the engines grew deafening. She led him to a secondary hangar, where a small escape craft waited, hidden beneath layers of protective shielding. As they prepared to launch, Elliot's mind finally caught up with the situation. What are you?" he asked again, desperately seeking answers. "I am Lyria," she said simply. "And you, Elliot, you are part of something much larger than you know." Before he could respond, the station shook violently. The walls cracked, and a massive explosion rocked the hangar. The escape craft lifted off just in time, jolting them both against the seats. Elliot watched in awe and fear as the station began to crumble, piece by piece, into the cold void of space. Lyria reached out again, touching his hand. This time, the sensation was different. calmer, yet filled with unspoken meaning. Elliot could feel a connection forming, something deeper than words, stronger than logic. He realized in that instant that this mission, this strange encounter, was only the beginning. As they drifted away from the destroyed station, Elliot finally allowed himself a breath. The stars outside the viewport stretched endlessly, a reminder of the vast unknown. Yet, for the first time, he didn't feel afraid. Not completely. Because beside him, Lyria's presence was a constant, a guide through the chaos. "Where are we going?" he asked, still trying to process the events. "Somewhere safe, for now," she replied. But her eyes hinted at secrets, adventures, and dangers yet to come. "There are others, Elliot. Others who will seek what you now carry." And as the small craft sped through the void, Elliot knew one thing for certain: his life, and the fate of something far greater than humanity, had changed forever. The touch that had shocked him was only the beginning of a journey that would challenge everything he believed, test every instinct, and reveal truths beyond imagination. He glanced at Lyria once more. Her hand lingered near his, a silent promise of connection, danger, and discovery. And deep down, Elliot understood that nothing in the galaxy would ever feel ordinary again.